What is up, DJ Army? Nethervvoid, also known as John, doing another patch video for you. Patch 8.3. Test server just went up a couple days ago, and this is the Tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. Now, you haven't seen any Chinese medium tanks because they're all the same as the previous versions. The stats might be a little different, but the Tier 10 is still the Tier 10. There's not been a lot of changes as far as I can tell there. The biggest change from 8.2 with the Chinese tanks is the heavy line. That's why I'm showing you all the heavy line tanks. Now, I'm really impressed with the Tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. I didn't get a really good game to show you with this thing. This is kind of a snipe game, which is kind of what you would expect, being a Tier 8 and basically a Tier 10 game. I have a pretty decent game here. You're going to want to snipe with this thing. Now, first off the bat, the thing I'm most impressed with is a lot of you guys know, we're at Tier 8, right? 215 pen, 320 damage. Now, my rule of thumb for Tier 8 guns, on a heavy anyway, mediums you don't need 200 pen, but my rule of thumb for Tier 8 heavy tanks, you need 200 pen. That's going to reliably allow you to hit the enemy, especially when you're going up against Tier 10 tanks and stuff like that. If you have less than 200 pen, you're going to have a bad time, pretty much. So, trying to get a shot off here, there's basically something's blocking me. I was trying to get it off before he moved. Not very good. Now, you're going to see some pretty good shooting with this gun. Seems pretty accurate. I'm looking at, well, I didn't get a look at the gun stat for accuracy. Seems pretty good though. 320 damage. This is a nice little gun. It seems pretty accurate here. You're going to see a pretty nice hit on this 4502 here. Bam! Almost right where I was shooting. Now, all the stuff I do for patches, I always buy 100% crew to let you know what it's going to look like when you're driving it for real. And that's why I also don't use gold rounds and I don't use gold consumables on the test server, because I'm trying to show you what you should expect out of this tank when you drive it for real. Nailed him. I don't know if I got any damage on him though. I didn't see any gold pop up. So I'm trying to take this Jag 2 out before he blows away this 131, and I'm waiting for a side shot. No dice. It did hit the upper plate. Not great. So this guy does die. I was trying to save him, but I still get a kill on him. Another thing I really love about this tank is look at the armor on this thing. This is just like the IS-7's armor. Well, not just like it, but it's very similar. Highly angled armor with that point on it, that apex. And look at that lower plate. Again, like I was talking about. In these corners, it's a lot lower. Now, it does stick out a lot on the top here. And I really should probably be showing you this. That was to the top a deck of that tank and right into the track. You can see it's a pretty accurate gun, but again, it's got that nice pike-nosed armor that you're going to face right at the enemy. Again, and also, which is weird about these Chinese tanks, the Tier 10, the Tier 9, and the Tier 8 both have 120 hull armor on the front plate. So, which is nice if you're in the Tier 8. That's pretty good armor, actually, especially with the pike nose like that. But as you get into the Tier 9 and the Tier 10, the armor does not get any better, really. The angling gets a little different, but I'd much rather have this pike nose on the Tier 10 than the Tier 10's armor, which is totally flat. This is a lot like the IS-7's armor. I like the IS-7's armor a lot better than these other tanks. It's just easier to get a nice little perfect angling on that thing than it is with this. Get a lot of nice little bounces than it is with the Tier 10 Chinese heavy tank. So anyway, having a decent game here. Got a kill. Kind of got a lot of damage on those dudes right there. Again, that was a Tier 8 and a 9. I was kind of waiting for my chance to make a break for it. When you're in a Tier 8 in a Tier 10 battle, you're generally not pushing up. You got to play a little timid, play some sniper a little bit like I'm doing here. Now, I did see the 130 or the 113 was coming up over here at C9 and coming around the back to do some base defense. So I'm kind of waiting for him to pop out. And you're going to see some footage I showed you in the 113 video where I'm basically, well, you'll see. I don't want to blow it. So I'm going to come behind this rock. I'm pretty sure he's going to pop up on that crest right there. So here's a nice bush that'll help me hide a little bit. This is not good angling for this tank, but he's not shooting at me. Lower plate on the 113, not angled. Bam, right through. That's why you want 215 pen. 175 pen, not sure if that would have went through. But the 113 feels like it's butter. Watch this. Boom, right through the corner. So again, this is not the angling you want to do on this tank. See, that plate is flat now. But I was trying to hide behind this rock. Again, another great shot on the 113. Putting a lot of damage on that thing. Had a really good game with that. There he goes. He's out. So I'm really impressed with this tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. This is the, what's this thing called? The 110. Really impressed with the 110. The tier 9 and 10, not all that impressed with them, but the 110, definitely impressed with this tank. It's pretty fun. You're going to have a lot of fun with this tank, I think. The mobility is not as good as the tier 9 and 10 versions. The top speed on this thing is 40, and I didn't get anywhere near 40. We're going to talk about a little bit about stats in the garage, but we'll talk about some in here. 51 tons, pushed by 580 horsepower engine. That's about 12 to 1, or maybe a little less. Not a very good power to weight ratio, and that's why you can see it does. I'm fine with it acting like a heavy tank. To me, a heavy tank is supposed to have armor and bounceability, and this thing has that. You're going to love that this tank, I think. So let's go get some end plates. Second tier, really nice. Got a sniper badge, or sniper medal. 1500 point game. Again, this is because I'm shooting at tier 10s. Got a lot of damage on that 113. That helped me out a lot with XP. Again, that doesn't help with credits. Damage on a tank for credits, it doesn't matter what tier you're shooting. Tier 5, tier 10, doesn't matter. XP, it definitely matters. That's why I got a lot more XP. So, really nice game here. Even though I was only sniping, I didn't do a lot of heavy tank action or anything. I didn't get to show you the bounceability on this tank. I really wish I would have been able to, but didn't. Second plate here. Got top XP on my whole team. Really insane for a tier 8 and a tier 10 game. Really nice game. Really impressed with this game. I really like that map. I like the lanes on the map. Overall, I like that map a lot. Last plate. 2,000 damage on a 1,500 point tank. Pretty decent. Not the greatest, but in a tier 10 match, really good. Shots fired 11. Direct hits 10. Really nice accuracy on this thing. I don't know if the accuracy is any different, or maybe I just got really lucky in this one. Most of my shots are about 300 meters. Really nice shots, though. 9 pens. I'm really liking the 250 penetration. 215, sorry. Really, really nice game. Made 33,000 credits. Again, I don't know. On the test server, you can't take the final credit earnings too seriously because they like to tweak them right before they go live. But really nice game. Let me know what you think about this tank. I think this is going to be pretty good. 9 and 10, not as good as this tier 8. I don't think. That's my opinion, though.